Welcome back, everyone. We're still in Geometry, Unit 1, Section 1-9. This is the final video, 5 of 5. We're going to take the area and perimeter of a rectangle and kind of combine it with the area and perimeter of a circle. Let me show you what this looks like. So we have an unusual figure. We need to find its perimeter. We also need to find its area. So let's start with perimeter again. Perimeter means distance around the outside of a figure measured in length. So let's start with the parts that are pretty basic to see. We have 3 meters here, I have 10 meters here, and I have 3 more meters here. So for the rectangular portion of the perimeter, that'd be 10 plus 3 plus 3, which gives me 16 meters. Now I also have to calculate the part of the circumference of a circle, because that's part of the distance around the outside of the shape. So I'm going to highlight this section right here. We have to figure out this length. So this is part of an entire circle. So let's first start with the measure of importance on a circle, which is the radius. So if I start from the center here, and I want to know the radius, which goes to the outside of the circle, hopefully some of you can see that it has something to do with this 10 meters. So if I took that 10 meters and I cut it in half, starting right here and traveling up, same as right here and traveling up, I'm really getting the radius. So the radius in this case is 5 meters. So I want to calculate half of the circumference of a circle. So the circumference of a circle, again, is 2 times pi times the radius. But I want half of that. I want to take that value and I want to split it in half, because this is a semicircle. It's half of a circle. Well, this multiplication of 2 and this division of 2 eliminate each other, and what I'm left with is the circumference of half a circle is really pi times its radius. In this case, the radius is 5. So the circumference of that portion of the circle would be 5 pi. Now in order to get the full, I'll write the final units in a second, but in order to get the full distance around the outside, I would have to add these two values together. So what you currently see is our answer written in terms of pi, an exact result. I'll write that statement out again. In terms of pi, which means we're not multiplying that pi value out. So really my distance is 16 plus 5 pi centimeters, because we're using meters in this case, because we're measuring a distance around the outside. 16 and 5 pi are not like terms, because one has a pi term on it and one does not. Just like if that said 16 plus 5x. I couldn't call that 21x because 16 and 5x are not like terms. Same with this case. 16 and 5 pi are not like terms, therefore I'm not going to combine them. Okay, let's move into the area of this figure. So similar to the irregular rectangular looking figure in the last video, we need to find the area, and there's two pieces that we're going to find the area of. We're going to start with the rectangular figure first, which is 3, oops, wanted a different color for the rectangle, go purple, which is 3 by 10. So 3 by 10, 3 times 10, base times height would give me an area of 30 meters squared for the rectangle. Now let's move to the circle. We have a circle here, and I want to figure out its area. Again, how much space it takes up, how many squares fit inside of there. The area for a circle is pi times the radius squared. And in the end, I only have half of a circle, so I really want to take that value and divide it by 2 to get the area of the circle. So the radius of that circle is 5, so I have 5 times itself, 5 squared times pi. In the end, I'm going to divide that by 2. So we have 5 squared being 25. So I have 25 pi divided by 2. And I can still handle some of that division. 25 divided by 2. I know 24 divided by 2 is 12. One more unit divided by 2 is a half. So this would be 12 and a half pi. Okay, and if I wanted an exact result, again, I'm going to leave this because 30 and 12.5 pi are not like terms. They don't have the same factor attached to both of them. One has a pi, one does not. Just like 30 plus 12.5, x could not be combined together into one term. And we're also measuring in area, so my units of measure would be meters squared. If you wanted an approximation of the area, you could type in 30 plus 12.5 pi on your calculator, and you would get the rough decimal equivalent. Again, that's an approximate answer as opposed to an exact answer. And I have full confidence you guys can handle the one at the bottom of the sheet.